Hello everyone, welcome to another live paper crafting class. I'm Rachel Tessman from StampYourArtOut.com, and today I'm going to focus in on a card that I made it, but I got the idea from my upline and my friend Susan Campfield. So let me show you the card. It is her birthday week, so happy birthday to Susan. This is the card, and it has this fun little flip fold on it to close it. So I'm going to be sharing with you how to make this card. So she shared this with us at a team event, and we got to make it, and she's done a couple other versions, but what I'm going to do is show you some of my other versions that I came up with too. So anyways, I want to just say a few more things about Susan. I am so blessed to have her as my upline. I signed up with her a little over 18 years ago now, and she is a great upline. She inspires us, she educates us, she has fabulous ideas all the time, and she's just one smart cookie. So the people that are in my team, we have such a great team. So I'm so excited that I get to share one of her cards in this week's broadcast. Hi everyone, it looks like we have 7 people live so far. So let me flip the camera around and I'm going to show you the different variations that I did with this card, okay? So hang on a minute. All right, let's put you in the stand here, and you can already see a peek of them in the corner, can't you? So let me just get you clipped in here. I'm doing something a little different with my phone today. I decided to try, I don't even know if what the right word is for it, but I did something different with the actual camera part to see if we could get a clearer picture when I'm recording and when the video gets posted later. So maybe you'll even be able to tell a difference while we're doing this live. I'm not sure. Hi everyone. Oh, look at all the people joining in. This is so awesome. So here is the card again. This is a Susan Campfield design. So look at how cute this is. So it has this little flap that you attach to the back, and it comes around to the front. And when you open it up, you have that type of card. Isn't that amazing? Hey, thanks for sharing the video, Lavon. You're already sharing it. You know the routine, don't you? So here's the deal, and I don't even know if you know the routine, but I appreciate you sharing. But if you are watching one of my Facebook Live broadcast paper crafting classes and you do share or you comment, you interact with me, you let me know how you're doing, tell me where you're from, give me feedback on what I'm sharing, that sort of thing, then you are going to automatically enter yourself into the prize drawing at the end. So thank you so much for sharing, Kim. So here is the first one that I did differently from this one. So you can see already I added a little bow to it. I'm still using the same stamp set. So the stamp set, let me pull that out really quick. The stamp set is the Petal Palette stamp set, and it actually has all of these images in it. It's got wonderful little sentiments, great fonts, and some beautiful images that coordinate really well with this Petal Passion designer paper. So here we have the message in the front, and then if you flip it over, you can see another design before you open up the whole rest of the card and see yet one more sentiment. So I thought this would be a great anniversary or wedding type of card. So it's awesome because this stamp set has inside and outside sayings. Hi everyone, looks like we have 27 people live with us now. This is so fun. So I have a couple different things that I want to point out on both of these cards. You can see that we have this card base that is colored on the outside, but on the inside it's white. This is one of our pre-cut and scored card bases that come in, let me grab the packet here. It comes in a bunch of colors with envelopes. So this is one of our freebies for Celebration. And Celebration is almost over. It's coming to an end in the end of March. And so you'll want to nab up your freebies before March 31st is over. But this is one of the freebies. And it's a packet of cards and envelopes, matching envelopes. So we're going to be using that. And then I've also got another freebie Celebration item on here. I have the ribbon. And the ribbon comes in a packet of 3 different rolls. And if you've seen my broadcasts in the past, you know that I am in love with these ribbons. It comes in the basic gray, the Calypso Coral, and then the Bermuda Bay color in different thicknesses too. We're going to be using the gray on the one that I'm actually going to stamp for you. Okay, let's pull a third card in. So here is another design. And thanks to Christy, who is in my my Stampers with Art community. We were broadcasting just a couple hours ago, and she gave me an idea. Oh, there she is. So Christy is live with us, and she said, put a gift card in it, because I was trying to figure out what to put on the other side of this flap. So there we go. We have a gift card in there now, Christy. Thank you for that idea. So this is another version where you actually take this whole rectangular piece and put that on the actual flap that opens up. So there is another version. Oh, and you get to hear my printer talk now. That everything's making noises in the background. Here is a fourth version. So we have the sentiment, but then instead of a white little piece on the back side, I've just left it green and I've stamped it there. And then we have the birdie right there. So it's kind of similar to this one, except that I put the birdie on the inside and nothing on the inside of that one, but I put a sentiment. So I have two sentiments. No, not two sentiments, but a sentiment here. Oh yeah, I do. There's the other one. I knew I had two. So there we go. There's that version. I made so many, I got confused. And here is a fifth version, and we're going to actually duplicate this one. So I have ribbon poking out here. I've got the sentiment, another sentiment there, and then in the inside I have that image. Now this is a totally different stamp set, so let me move these cards aside now, and I want to show you another stamp set called Southern Serenade. Now this one is not shown on the same page in the Occasions catalog as the Petal Palette stamp set with that fun paper, but it coordinates, because if you look at this image here, you can see in the designer paper that I'm using throughout all these cards that it has a very similar look to the design on that paper. So we're going to use the Southern Serenade stamp set, and I want to show you now all the fun papers. So we have these different designs that you've been seeing throughout those cards. Lots of black and white fun images. This is called the Petal Passion paper, and then of course the Petal Palette stamp set. Here's the back side of those 5 sheets. Now normally you have 6 different designs, but I pretty much ate up, I didn't eat it, but I used up all of the paper in this design except for this tiny little piece here. That's all that's left of that one. It's a good one, isn't it, Kim? All right, so let's go ahead and share the measurements. Okay, so this is what I'm going to be cutting or showing you the pieces for. So let's just go ahead and take a screenshot. I'm going to move this over just a tad, just in case you're seeing the same bubbles of comments on the side that I am. Hopefully you have a nice clear spot there and you can take a quick screenshot. Those are the measurements. And I have 2 items again that I pointed out that are free items in the Celebration brochures. These are the Celebration brochures. If you're not familiar with them, we have 2 actual brochures, and then we have an extra flyer. So all of these items you could choose from as your freebies before the end of March. So check those out. Look in the online store if you don't have copies of those brochures. Okay, now let's set that aside and let's go through those pieces. Here's the Tutti Frutti note card and envelope. Here's the coordinating paper. I'm using Daffodil Delight. I almost said Yo-Yo Yellow. Oh my gosh. Here's Daffodil Delight. And then we have the black and white pieces. And we have the designer paper. And we have some of that basic gray shimmer ribbon. And this is the 1/4 inch thick one. So let's take and do a quick walkthrough of trimming paper. I have to grab my trimmer. Hang on. Oh my gosh, Rachel didn't have the trimmer ready. Okay, so for those of you that are beginning stampers, it's really easy to cut cardstock. I'm going to go ahead and take, let's go ahead and take a black piece here. Now, cardstock typically comes in the 8.5 by 11 size, and that's what this is. So if you don't have these pre-cut cards, you can make your own by just taking an 8.5 by 11 sheet, cutting it in half, and I'm turning it in my cutter horizontally. I'm putting it in at the 5.5 inch mark, and I'm bringing my cutting blade right through. So now I've cut my cardstock in half, And I'm going to turn it this way now and go to the 4 1/4 mark. And that's halfway between 8 1/2. And I'm going to use the scoring blade now. And now you have the perfect card base ready to go. So if you have never done paper crafting before, you can see this is a necessary tool if you don't buy the pre-cut score and scored card bases, okay? It's a wonderful tool though, and you're going to fall in love with it. So what are the coordinating colors in those card pieces from the Tutti Frutti? They mention in the description that you use Daffodil Delight, Pool Party, Calypso Coral, and Lemon Lime Twist. But I have also found that Soft Sky works with that blue. I know they're two slightly different shades. You can see that here. But it works. It does work well with that. Let me just pull that blue one in again. Oh, here it is. So here's that blue, and you can kind of see both colors in there. And then for the yellow, I thought that you could also use the So Saffron color. It's a slightly, I don't know if you want to call it a browner or duller yellow, but I do like this one because I think it brightens it up more, and I did use the Daffodil Delight in here, but I'd say that if you have the So Saffron, you could definitely use that to coordinate. Okay, let's get started. Fun, fun, fun. Here we go. We're going to use our Basic Black ink. And the reason why I'm using Basic Black is because I don't need to worry about using my blends. I'm not using alcohol-based markers this time for any coloring. So the coloring that I did on this piece here, and I think I did it on the body of the bird. Yep, right there. I did by just using my Lemon Lime Twist ink pad and a blender pen. And I can show you that. I'm not planning to do that on this card, but I will show you that. So let's go ahead and stamp with our messages. We're going to let's do a thank you card this time. And I have not, this is a fairly new stamp set. I have not assembled all of these stamps. That means I haven't put the stickers on yet. They're still sitting over here. So let me peel off the backing here. This clings really well to our clear blocks, so don't have to worry about having the label on anyways. All right, so let's go ahead and stamp our 2 sentiments on our white scrap. And it doesn't matter if they're straight or not because we're going to punch them out. And we'll do this one in this corner. And then we'll use our 2-inch circle punch. It does scream spring, doesn't it, Cheryl? I agree. So when you're punching, if you use your punch upside down and you've stamped first, you can totally line up your image to fit inside your punch. That was one of those aha moments I had when somebody told me to turn the punch upside down. Seriously, it's a great tip. So if you don't know that, now you do. So now we've got those 2 pieces, and I'm going to go ahead and let's just stamp that bird because I want to show you how easy it is to color with the blends markers. I have to peel off my stamp on one of these clear blocks here. Okay, here we go. So there's my birdie. We'll color him. Okay, so one more thing that I want to stamp is the inside of my card. So let's fold this up and grab the floral image. So there's the floral image that coordinates with the paper so well. I need a more stable table. Whenever I ink up my stamps, the camera moves, and I'm so sorry about that. Okay, there we go. There's our wonderful flower image. And then we just have to punch from our scrap of Daffodil Delight. Hey, Lisa's with us too. Hi, Lisa. And we're ready to assemble. This is going to be so quick and easy. All right, I'm going to close this up because I have a feeling I'm going to put my finger in it. All right, here are all our pieces. And again, I promise you I'll do a little bit of coloring on the side here too. All right, so super, super easy card today, you guys. Let's grab our adhesive. So you're going to need some tape runner adhesive. I like to use the snail. You're also going to need probably a paper snip so you can trim up your ribbon. I keep one of my scissors with ribbon on it so that I can decipher between my really sharp one and my one that has been starting to get dull with paper. And then a glue dot is great for adhering little bows or knots. Trying to think what other tools I have here besides the things I've shown you. I think we're good. Okay, so let's put it all together. So we just open up the cap and put a little bit in each corner. This adhesive is so easy to use too, you guys. And we'll just layer that onto our larger piece of basic black. So the white designer, or the designer paper, is 4 inches tall by almost 3 inches wide. It's actually 2 3/4, so you can get several of these out of one sheet. You could actually get 12 of these out of one sheet if you're a demonstrator and you're trying to do a class. And now we're going to go ahead and stick this down. The basic black is 4 1/4 inches wide by 3 inches, or I should say 4 1/4 inches tall by 3 inches wide. Okay, and now we're going to take the black piece, and this is 1 1/2 inches high by 7 inches, and I scored it at 4 1/4 inches in so that it's the same depth of the back of the card here. And you're going to see a slight gap, and that's okay. You kind of want that anyways because you want this to be able to fold on top of it. So we're going to go ahead and keep this folded as we stick this on the back, because if you don't and you stick it on here and then you try to fold this over, it might be too tight. So let's grab the adhesive and run that along the back. And again, as I put this on, I want to make sure that this stays folded on top of it. And I've got it centered here. And now I've attached it to the back. Okay, and you could have it down lower if you want your little flap to be positioned lower. Then I could have adjusted this to be down more, but I didn't. Okay, now I'm going to go ahead and stick this little daffodil circle on here. So I'm just going to put a couple little spots of adhesive on there, and now I can center this, and I'm eyeballing between the edge of this designer paper here and where I know the edge of the designer paper is coming down. And we'll add this next after that. Hey, Gina. It's a very easy card, you guys. So if you are someone looking for something quick to make, you're a demonstrator looking for a class idea, hopefully you will use this idea that was given to me by my upline, Susan Campfield. And yes, comment and share, and you will get entered into the prize drawing. There we go. We've got that almost done. And then on the inside, oh, you know what we forgot? Rachel. I did this the last time too. I forgot to stick my ribbon under here. We have room. We have room, and we make mistakes. Put a little adhesive on your 3-inch piece, fold it over in half, and then you can put adhesive again on the end and just tuck it under. There, I did it. And now on the inside, we want to do our other piece of ribbon. So you're going to take your 4-inch piece, and you're just going to tie it in an overhand knot here, like that. And I don't cinch it too tight because I want it to still have the ability to not, like, I want it to be mailable, for one thing. Sometimes when you have too tight of a knot, it's bunched up too much, and it's harder for it to get through the mail. So if you don't tighten it, it'll go through better. Always pick up your glue dot with your object. So I'm sticking my object on there. It's much easier that way. And now we can come in with the ribbon and we can cut. These are awesome note cards, you guys. So now you have tons of ideas and layouts for different cards that you can make with them. Just using that black and white paper, that's really all you need, and maybe some of that accent cardstock there. And of course a stamp set. Let me show you those 2 stamp sets again. We have the Petal Palette, and we have the Southern Serenade. Let's do some quick coloring with this guy here. So the Lemon Lime Twist and a blender pen. If you've never done this before, it's one of my favorite ways to color. Now when the alcohol blends markers came out, I've been in love with them and haven't put them down, but I decided I needed to go back to this basic thing here because not all of our blends markers, our alcohol-based markers, come in these 4 colors. You can kind of tweak them to make them still coordinate, but I love it when it exactly coordinates. So I wanted to use the Lemon Lime Twist color. So you squeeze it, you're just pushing together the bottom and the top of the pad, and then you're opening up the lid, and you have that what I call a well, or a little puddle of color there. And then you grab your blender pen. These are called blenders, not blends, but blenders. And you take and you dip into the edge. So you're not picking up all of that color at once, but just a slight amount. And you can even practice off to the side on your paper. But I start where I want the darkest color, and then I move upward. And you can see it lightens as you move upward. So, and if you want it darker again, you can just come in and go over the area that you want it darker. Maybe add a little bit to the wings. And then when you're done, you can run your blender pen onto scrap paper. You don't have to do that with the alcohol markers, but with the blender pens, these water-based ones, you run it on your paper, your scrap paper, and it gets all that color off so you can dip it into another color later on. So, hey, we have to draw for a prize. Are you guys still with me? We have prizes today. Let me put these things aside. I hope that was a fun little thing to watch today. It was one of those, I go back and forth. I like to do cards that are super easy, and then I like to do those that have a little bit of a challenge to them. Today we did this one here, which was very easy. I hope you enjoyed it. Let me get these all out so you can see them. And now let me show you the prizes we're going to draw for. We have, of course, a pack of Tutti Frutti cards and envelopes. Hi, you guys. Yes, keep commenting. Sharing this too helps. And if you comment that you share, or you shared, let's see, you share and then you comment, that will enter you. So, oops, that's the wrong thing. The other prize is this here. I just showed you my script, you guys. I go by a little bit of a script. Isn't that funny? Okay, so here is ribbons. We have ribbons also. Ribbons and the Tutti Frutti note cards. Those are our prizes. Let me pull in our little woo box. Let's see if we have it. Come on. It fell asleep on me. There it is. I'm going to refresh the posts, and we're going to pick the one that we just did here. All right, we're picking a winner. It looks like we have 98 comments so far. Keep commenting, you guys. We're almost there. All right, here we go. We're going to pick a winner. And that winner is, our first winner is Barbara, and let's see if I can pronounce the last name, Shupenis, Barbara Shupenis, and let's pick another winner. And our other winner is Lucille Siswiski? I hope I said those right. I used to be an elementary teacher, so I really like it if, you know, I always want to try pronouncing things right. I'm going to pull you out of the stand so I can say goodbye. Flip you around. Thank you for congratulating all the winners, you guys. Yes, it's always nice when we can cheer on the people that won. And come back again next week, because I will be broadcasting again every Wednesday at 2 p.m. Central Time. And again, like last week, I don't know what I'm showing this time. So you're just going to have to be surprised. Sometimes I have it ready and sometimes I don't. So I will contact those gals that won the prizes, and we'll get those things sent in the mail to them. Congratulations, yes. And oh, don't forget to get in on the celebration deals before they end March 31st. Bye, everyone. Thanks.